Okay, so apparently I wasn't recording. Thank you for that. Let me just roll through this really quickly again. Okay, yesterday what we talked about on the Stripe was being able to come here, and then in order for you to get paid, you come down here to the developers keys down here, and click on the API keys, and then you take these keys and you put them into SciDeck. Now that we've gone into SciDeck, remember that the click here to make it live. If people are buying your product, but your system is not live, then they're buying the product, and the product goes through and does everything it's supposed to do, except for charge their cards. So people are actually going to be buying things from you, and except for you're not going to be able to receive their money if you're not live. What I want you to do is come down here, select this button that's down here, and go here to the Get Started Essentials. We're just kind of doing a peripheral on this, okay? Now, these are all the essentials moving forward on how you get this thing going. We're covering some of that here. And then over here in what we're going to do is we're going to add a product, because now that we have a way to be able to accept money, we can come over here and create a product. And you'll want to have the three things. Again, you're going to want to have the product, the thank you page, and the order page. And we create them in that order, as you'll see in just a moment. So from the My Company, you come over here to Products, and we want to add. Again, I don't care what the name of the product is. This is Bootcamp. We're going to call this Bootcamp Offer, okay? Example. Now, I typically take that and I copy it. In my pricing, when I go to pricing, I'm going to change my pricing. I'm going to change it to 97. We do not have to have any dollar signs or pound signs or anything like that. At the moment, we don't need a category or a product image. Hopefully it's a digital product. After the sale, we want to be able to delete them from our free gift and add them to our life-changing laser coaching emails that are set up for the follow-up. Okay, what this does, this allows me to stop the conversation from asking them to buy my product to now informing them on this is how to successfully utilize my product. And I'm going to select the word add. From here, you can see that my Bootcamp offer example is right here in the general information. Currently, I do not have it as an affiliate. There's no digital delivery, and it's not recurring. We are not going to cover all of those. Now we have to come down to order pages, because now that we have this, we need to be able to create a way for them to get it. So I'm going to add a thank you page first. This is my example, and I always type in the word thank you, okay? I'm going to save it. And now I can design this. So this is where I want people to go. If you want people to go to a different download page or a different thank you page that you've installed on your website, that's perfectly all right. This is a self-contained one. I typically, if you guys remember, some of you, I've got those one-time offers, right? So after they order in, they're redirected over to another order page in order to say, here's the instructions. By the way, if you want to upgrade, you can certainly do that too. So over here, I've got the order information, digital delivery, and customer login. I typically remove the customer login and the digital delivery because people sometimes get confused as to what customer login really means. So I want to be able to have the life-changing coach up here. I'm going to save this. It's going to reboot, and then I'm going to select the X. Now, when I view search, I can tell there's my Bootcamp offer example, thank you. Even though it tells me the type of page it is a thank you page over here, it's easier for me to read it over here. That's why I do this. Now I need to be able to create an order form. The order form, it's going to be my Bootcamp. Now right here, after the sale, I want them to go to the Bootcamp offer example thank you page. Then I can save this, and then I can design it. Now I've created the page, I have to create the product that has to be associated with it, which is this right here. I hit the drop down arrow and it shows up right here, Bootcamp offer example, 97 pounds, and I can save this.
Tyson?
Yes.
A few
I'm slowing down.
participants
Okay.
are asking you
All
to
right.
go
Good.
down.
Thank you. So again, in this, you're going to be able to
See that?
see this over here. Okay. It's covered over here. Now, the reason, sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, you can do this again later. Okay. So, well, let's go ahead and do this now. Okay. But I want to give you kind of an overview so you can see what that looked like. So let's go ahead and take a moment to actually do this. Go into SciDeck and select products. Okay. Go over to SciDeck and then select products. When you're in products, now I want you to select the word add. Okay. Now, when you add your product, I want you to go to the top. I want you to give it a name, call it the Bootcamp offer example. List it for $97 or 97 pounds. If you do not have emails, then just skip that part. That is actually not necessary. After the sale, delete or add them to this email. You don't have to do that at all. So leave those blank if you don't have two different ones. And then select save. And when you've done that, come back over here to Zoom. That's right, I forgot about that. Come back over to Zoom. And let me know you're ready. All right. Is that better for you, Matt? Yeah, Monica, you don't have to do yours. Perfect. Thank you, Paula. Dias, Loris, ready. Great. Okay. So if you're all ready to go, let's move on to the next section. Okay. The next section, after we've created our product, we're going to go down to order pages. Go ahead and go down to order pages first. Select that. Even in Denmark. Okay. Then we want to add a thank you page first. Add the thank you page first. Give it a name. Bootcamp offer example, thank you. Select the word save. And then we're going to come over here to the left-hand column and hide the digital delivery section, yes. Hide the login section, yes. And then save. And then select the X to exit out of there.
Is everybody keeping up?
No.
I missed the last thing you just did. I was on the other page, so I couldn't see
Okay.
how you were able to get from the thank you page to the thing that you were just talking about. I didn't see the transition.
So we're going to go to add thank you page. You're going to select the words design and then save. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to save it first and then select the word design. So we should be right here, right? You guys see this digital delivery and then the customer login over on the left-hand column down towards the bottom says hide the digital delivery, hide the customer login, and I select the word yes. So that hides those.
We all ready to go? From here, we select the word save. Yep, you're welcome. Here we select the word save. And then once it reboots, we select the X to exit out of here.
Jillian, did that help?
Okay, great. Now from here, we've got our thank you pages ready to go. We are going to now add an order form. So you're going to select add the order form. And you're just going to give it the exact same name as your thank you page, only without the words thank you. So create the name. And then underneath it, it says after the sale, select that drop down. When you select that drop down, this is asking you, where do you want this to go? After the sale, where do you want them redirected to? Here's a list of the thank you and receipt pages. So I'm going to select the first one that says Bootcamp offer example. Go ahead and select that. Go down to the bottom and select the word save. Once it saves, it should look like this. We're going to now design this. We're going to design this actual page. Type in the word got it into Zoom if you've got it and you're ready to move forward. Okay. It looks like we're all on target. Perfect. Okay. So from here, what I have to do is I have to attach the product to this order page. So on the left-hand column where it says right underneath the word save, it says add products. I'm going to now add this product. Right here. And there it is. Okay. Then from here, I can save. And then exit. Okay. Now,
Did you repeat that? I
Yes,
saw
I-
you said add product, and then I didn't see where you went to get it added.
I came over here to the left-hand column where it says add product, right there. You see that? Then I hit the drop down and then I selected the product that I made, which happens to be the Bootcamp offer example. It's already over here. That's why I don't see it listed over here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. So, and that was a good question because that's, obviously if it's over on the left, on the right-hand side, that's why you don't see it. It moves it from the left to the right. Now, the reason that's important to do, even at a skeletal level, is because of this one reason. You guys ready? It helps you get your material quicker. So now when I was going through the life-changing coach, okay, I'm going through the life-changing coach. I'll show you how this really relates. And this is what you should be doing. I asked Monica to put together all of her programs as quickly as she could. She listed them out, told me a price for them. So all we had to do was transfer the information over onto these pages. Okay. So now she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these pages are ready to go. She's got 6 products that you can purchase today. Now, when I select the start today, here's what happens. We can actually go through, and yes, I know we got to change these up, okay? But you can see that I already have this. So as I'm rolling through my website, I can go through and I can literally go through my website, and as I'm adding product, I've got my link to site already designed and ready to go. Okay? So this way I'm able to chunk things down a lot faster. I'm not sitting here and I'm not like, ooh, I got to do this. And then I go over to SciDeck and then I got to design all that stuff up. Again, outline, outline, outline. Become as efficient as possible, because we get too wrapped up in the design work. It gets too distracting. This is how we're able to put this stuff together quickly and efficiently. Now that I've got all these together, now it's just really easy, because now I spend my time inside of SciDeck, and I go to View Search. And here's, which one were we just on? Was that the stress busting toolbox? Oh, and also a good tip here is notice that the name of my order page is typically the name of my product, and is also the name of my product that I named up here. I try and keep that as consistent as possible, so I'm not hunting around for stuff. Okay? So on here is the stress, this. Now that I've got this all done, it's real simple for me to come back in here, and now I can do them all in order. Background color for all of these is going to be purple, and yellow. Whoops, not yellow enough. Lime green.
Matthias has a question for you.
Okay, all right. What if the customer link is a, well, that's just because that's a temporary domain on your hosting, Matthias. And we'll get that, and I'll show you how to change that up, okay? Because once you go from a temporary domain name, you can install the temporary domain onto a, or you can install your website onto a temporary domain, so you can still get all the files up and you can see it. As a matter of fact, that's a real quick comment here, guys. Your website is not your domain name. Your website is on a file that goes 12.555.348.897. That's the file that tells the computer where to go. Now, when domains came up, it was because people said nobody's going to be able to remember the code, the numbers to a file. So let's just call it something and then have that redirected over to that file. So your domain name actually just redirects over to a file. It just tells the internet where to go. So we can take care of that. All right. Okay, so you need to update your iScript, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna load this over here while I have a conversation with you guys. Maybe I can do this. So in yesterday's, so that's actually a good put too. Your website will not, the order pages won't load unless your iScript has been updated. So we're gonna have to update your iScript for you, Nancy, okay? I just remembered I can't do that while I'm rolling this out. Now, real quick, I do want to remind you. Now, look at this. I can copy and paste my background color and my header color, and I can just go from page to page. I'm just going to leave it at black for right now. I want to save the top one. I can save. Here. Okay, now that's ready to go. I can view it. That's what it looks like. Now I can just go through all of my order pages. That was for the stress busting. Okay, here's for the life-changing laser coaching. Okay, just down here. It's blue. I'm just changing the first one. And I botched my color. Doggone it. And then this is going to be black. Save. But you guys get the idea here? See how quickly I'm able to go through and like, just because I'm chunking this stuff down. How many of you guys think this looks a lot easier to do now? Okay, this is how we're able to get these things rolling out. It's not because I'm smart or anything. It's because I got an easy workflow that just makes a lot more sense at being able to do this. So, you know, now when I come over here, I can click on this stress busting toolbox and it comes up to this. So, you know, so now I've accomplished a couple things. I created the products and programs over into SciDeck. I got the links over there, so I don't have to worry about linking anything anymore because then I get distracted. But now I can come back over to SciDeck and I can focus on here's what all the pages should look like. I can go back up to I can go back over to the communication, and I can get all those set up. So I'm not doing all this back and forth stuff because that's just that's time consuming and troublesome. Would you agree? Right now, I'm trying to get everything set up as quickly as possible. Okay? Because nothing's worse than putting your stuff out there, letting people know that your stress toolbox is ready to go, and you've focused so well on this email. You're like, man, I got the emails, got the promotions all set up, ready to go. It's like, it looks amazing, and they can't order anything because they can't click on the buttons because the buttons don't work. I mean, it's just okay. So that's why I'm trying to create these things in as efficient as efficiently as possible with this. Okay. Now let's move on to the next one. Yesterday, so we've covered a few things, and we're right almost at the top of the hour. That's great. Your SSL in Bluehost. If you have a challenge with your SSL, it automatically installs. But if it's not installed, you need to contact your Blue Media host. Okay, we'll get your site security lock. And that needs to happen in order for Google to index your site, okay? For it to be indexed on Google. So let's move on from here. We're going to be going over a couple of other things. We've talked, well, we actually covered quite a bit. We talked about the pop-up integration, the welcome page, programs and intros, did the content. I think we're moving along pretty well. All right. Let's see. Also, what I'm going to do is list. I'll create a list of plugins in Coaching Cloud, so that you guys know what plugins we're using and why, and how much you'll need them for. Not how much they cost, but how much you'll need them for. Like the the file manager, I don't need that anymore because I got my iScripts already installed. Okay. All right. Plugins. We're going to go to plugins, and I want you to go to the word installed plugins. So if you're in your site, go ahead and go to plugins and go to installed plugins. Okay. Scrolling down, we're going to be looking for Yoast. So you're going to scroll down to the bottom. They're all done in alphabetical order. Scroll down to where you see the word Yoast SEO. If you don't have that, if you don't have the word Yoast SEO in your plugins, please type into the chat box, I don't have it.
And Carla is asking you what SSL stands for.
Yeah, we covered that.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. Okay. All right. So if you don't have that, then what you do is you come up here to add new. If you do not have it, go ahead and select the word add new. When you add new, go over to the right-hand side and type in the word Yoast, O-A-S-T. And you'll see it right here on the side, Yoast SEO. Now, mine is active already, so again, you would select the word install now and then activate. Type in the word ready when you're ready, for those of you who didn't have it. Lars, Amanda.
Is everybody else keeping up, or does anybody have questions?
Okay. Great. Now, over here on the left-hand column, it'll be towards the bottom. And you'll see it says Why SEO. We're going to go ahead and select the General. Just click on this and select General. Now, before we move forward, I want to make certain that everybody has their Search Console. Go ahead and open up your Google Search Console if you don't already. And open up your Google Analytics. You were supposed to have created that account yesterday.
Does everyone have Google Analytics already?
Okay, ready to go? Yep, it won't be verified to the website. We're going to work on some of that today. All right. Now, just to be clear, I typically, well, I always, but I don't do it often enough. It's not like something that I do on a daily basis. A lot of this stuff I do for everybody on a fairly frequent enough basis that I know how to go back and forth, and I've been doing it for a long time. When it comes to the console and the analytics, you guys just need to kind of bear with me a little bit on that one. Is that okay with you? Because sometimes you guys, it doesn't work for you, and then you send it over to me, and I got to play around with it to figure out like what you did different than what I do. And you know, come to find out, first time I did it, guess what happened? I was lucky. Okay. Okay. So that being said, here we go. All right. First thing we want to do is you want to come down here to Yoast, and we've got dashboard, features, and webmaster tools. Okay. So on dashboard, we're going to go to dashboard first, and right here it says first time SEO configuration, get started quickly with Yoast SEO. Go ahead and select that configuration wizard. And let me just remind you, please go through the exercise, and if you want to, you can come back and do it again. All right. Now we can see that this has all black dots. That tells me that we have not completed this yet. So let's go ahead and do this together. Please specify the site under the construction or already active. Our site is active and ready to be indexed. When I do that, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to select the word next. If yours is not yet ready to be indexed, then put on there not yet ready to be indexed. What kind of site type is this? I typically go with something else or an online shop. Most of you are going to be in the coaching. We are monetizing our mental assets to begin with, or at least to start. And so we're going to go with something else. And then now the next is all the way over in the far right-hand corner.
Can you explain what indexed means?
Yeah,
More
that means
so
that it's
how
actually
you know when you're ready to be indexed. Is that when your site is ready to be selling something, basically?
you're ready to be indexed on Google. Right now, you can put it on Google, so Google kind of is aware of you. Okay. But you want to make certain that you're ready to rock and roll in order for it to, like, you know, so people can search and find you. That's what it means to be indexed. So Google, Yahoo, all the search engines, what they do is, and this is how they got started actually, is that, you know, a bunch of nerdy college kids back in 1992, right, sat in front of their computer and then just started indexing, started typing out onto a spreadsheet, indexing all the websites they came across, and then realized how to create more relevancy with them. And so Yoast SEO, and so back in the day, that's when you had stuff like Coke, not Coke, drink Coke, have a Coke and a smile.com. All those were .coms. Remember those? And then they came up with what was referred to as keyword stuffing, because they realized that if they just shoved in the word Coke into the index as often as they could, then what happened was that it was rising to the search engines. And now I can sit there and sell, you know, my website had more keywords in it than yours did. That's why I went up to the top of the search engines. Then they came up with this idea of doing blogs, because they said, Google said, you know what, maybe it doesn't have anything to do with the words, but the relevance. And so that's why now they're paying attention to the relevancy of a website, and that's why we're doing stuff like Yoast. Okay. Now Yoast does have a paid version if you want to get better results out of it. For the most part, most of you are going to be doing direct marketing. which means that you're paying for that direct response marketing. You're doing the Facebook ads. That's how you start generating traffic back over to your site. You'll also be doing YouTube videos, Facebook, Twitter, all these sort of things to generate more exposure, to generate more attention to yourself. And then the website then happens to be secondary to your business model. Make sense? So is that helpful to everybody? So you want to make certain that you're being indexed, but don't sit there and stress over like, I'm not getting to the top of the search engines, okay? Because most people don't even understand what that means. And we can have a discussion about that at a later point. Maybe we'll talk about that in office hours. But for the most part, what we're looking for right now is just being able to get our site on Google, so it's being represented, so that people know that we have a secure site, we are a legitimate organization, and we can be found on the internet. Okay. So with this one, we got to go with the.
Should everybody?
I'm sorry. What?
Having said that, should everybody just mark ready for being indexed, because otherwise we might forget to go back and select that.
Well, you can if you'd like. I mean, I typically always just say, yeah, I'm ready to be indexed anyway.
Right.
Okay. So we want to go with the. I'm sorry?
Is everybody where Tyson is on screen right now?
Okay. So we're here again on Yoast, right? And we went to the configuration wizard. Okay. We're in the middle of the configuration wizard right now. Name of the organization is completely lost on me. The Life-Changing Coach. Okay. Okay. Name of the organization, Life-Changing Coach. We can choose an image. I'm going to go ahead and select the logo. By the way, when I'm looking at these, I'm looking to figure out which one I want to use. Notice that over here, it changes the, so here's the 1500 by 779 pixel. So that's that one. This one's 15 by 779. Okay, so they're all about the same. So now I can just choose one. You can place in here your Facebook URL, Twitter. If you don't have these, that's fine. Again, you can come back and redo this later. So I'm going to select the word next. Where's the configuration wizard? Okay. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. If you're not catching up and you need me to wait, jump in. Okay? Jump in and say, wait, because I asked if everybody was ready to go, and you guys, people were saying yes, so we move forward. So if you're getting behind, jump in and stop me, okay? So here we are on Yoast again. And right here it says first time SEO configuration. Configuration wizard, get started.
Nancy, does that help?
Okay. So right here, we're going to select option A, my site is live. Next. This is something else. Next. Life-Changing Coach, I have my image right here. And notice that some of these things, are available, right? So this didn't change. So this means that when you get your Facebook, your Twitter, Instagram, if you use any of these, now you can go back in here, hit the configuration wizard again, and just go through to get to these pages. In fact, you can actually jump to the page that you want to get on. So next.
And you can update these later on as well.
All right. Search engines should show posts. Yes. Should show pages. Yes. Projects. Yes. Pop-ups. Yes. And products. Yes. I want to keep all these as yes. The configuration wizard is typically relatively intuitive, right? They've done a good job at selecting the defaults the way that you should have them. Will your site have multiple authors? Some of you might have, now here's something to be aware of. Some of you might have other people writing some content for you, yes? That may not necessarily mean that they are an additional author. For example, if Laura hires a ghostwriter to write content, she's still going to post it as herself. If you have guest writers, like you're collaborating with somebody else, let's say that Laura and Tina connect with each other and they write posts on each other's websites for each other. Just to, why would that be of value to somebody?
Access to other people's markets.
Right. It's why we call it a collaboration, because now you're getting exposure to somebody else's markets. Okay. You wouldn't want to copy and paste your post over onto theirs, but if you're going to be a guest writer for somebody else, you can be a guest writer, not a ghost writer. Okay. Typically, most of you are probably not going to have other people doing this other than representing you yourself. So we're going to select the word no. Now on this one, the life-changing coach, okay? On this page, you can change the name of your site, choose a separator to use. I typically use this one, okay? I typically use this one, and this separates the website from the, so it says website from title separator. So when you go onto Google and you type in coaching, notice how it has the website name and then the description over on to the right. This is where you create that visual for people. Make sense? Give me a Y in the chat if that makes sense to you. All right, perfect. I'm going to next. That's the title settings. Continue learning. In the continue learning, when that pops up, what you'll see, do you want to continue learning? Includes my Yoast, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I can sign up for it now. Monica, you're going to want to get in here and do this if you want to. I'm not going to say yes to this. Okay. Now, when you upgrade to premium, they will give you outranking the competition with your Yoast premium. Find out words that your audience is used to find you. They've got some really great additional material in here for you to learn more about how to utilize Yoast and how to get better indexing. We go to next. And then finally, success. We've done it. Yoast SEO will now take care of all the needed technical optimization. How many of you guys like the idea that they'll take care of the technical stuff for you? Okay. Then you'd watch the video right here, a little bit on this. Then they do have some good material. I don't want to get caught up in this because you can go over to their website and watch their videos anyway. But if you guys wanted to increase your optimization and your scoring, certainly this is the way to go. So we're going to go ahead and close. We've now completed the initial configuration. Now what we've talked about is we talked about having the Search Console and the analytics opened up because some of you wanted to find out a little bit about that. So now that we've gone through the dashboard, let's go to the Webmaster Tools. Select Webmaster Tools, please.
Does everybody see that?
Okay, we're going to start off with Webmaster Tools. Also make certain that your Google console is up and ready to go.
Nancy, you need to go back to your dashboard, or not dashboard, back to your website and select SEO.
Let us know when you're ready.
Tyson, about the console, I have a question this morning.
Go ahead.
It's making me download an HTML file and to verify my website.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I put that HTML file?
Okay, I'll show you in a minute.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tyson, if you can look at Carla's question.
Hold on. Okay. It kind of is. On Yoast SEO, we have dashboard, features, and webmaster tools. Right now, we're on webmaster tools. Okay. All right. So when you get to the Google console, give me a minute.
Nancy, you are where you need to be right now, so hold on.
Okay. All right. You guys see where to put it? No? Was that too fast?
Oh.
That was a joke. A bad one at that, but that's okay. I just need to make certain that I can get there. Monica's came up a little bit different for me. All right, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and okay. I'm going to open up two of these for you guys so you can see this. Okay, I'll show you what's going on. So it's a TXT file. We're looking for verification, so I'm just going to run over here. Okay, it goes into your DNS, so this is a little bit more technical, but bear with me. Again, for most of you, we'll do this together. I did this for well, I did it together with Paula. Yes, it's okay, Jenny. It's Tyson's humor, which is for most part, everybody else is like, yeah, it's just not the same. Okay, let's just go with. I'll just go with this one. Okay, so or let me jump back here for a minute. So number one, what it's saying inside of Google verification tools, right? We're going to be on here, and then you're going to click on your Google Search Console. Okay. So what that's going to do is that's going to bring this up. You're going to have a HTML tag manager, just like this. Okay. Go ahead and select that. Go ahead and select that and get to this page. Okay. So on your Yoast, you're going to click on Google Console and come to this page, and then you select HTML tag.
Is everybody keeping up here?
I'm sorry. I don't want the HTML tag. I want domain name provider. This is part of the verification though, Matt. So you come down here and you.
Can you show how you got there again?
So I'm over here on Yoast. Okay. So you don't have a domain name provider as of yet, correct? Well, where'd you get your domain name? So that would be your domain name provider. Okay, so I selected this and I clicked on Google Search Console, go to Webmaster Central, select domain name provider. Okay, who do you have, Laura? Okay, is your website on GoDaddy or Bluehost? Website will be Bluehost, okay, but you want the domain name provider. What they're doing is they're confirming your domain name. Okay.
And Matthias
So
doesn't have
just
the
real quick,
name.
guys, are you guys noticing how you guys have things are separated on your you got your domain name from one login, you got your hosting on another, that sort of thing. You guys noticing that? Okay. All right. So my suggestion, and I highly recommend this, is that you get everything onto one account. Okay. Because that makes it easier in you being able to go back and forth. See, what happens is that typically this will be what happens. You'll lose the logins to one, you can't figure out where your domain name is, even though your hosting's on another one. But since you've always been logging into your hosting, it never occurred to you to renew your domain name. And so now you forgot that. Now you got a website with no domain name because you forgot what that was, and you're locked out because you forgot what that was. You can't even find it because you don't even know where that is. Okay, so we try and keep everything all together. And then you want to go out there and buy an SSL, and you found an SSL on another platform, and you bought it. Now you got to figure out how to get that to connect from over there to over there. When if they were in the same account, it would be done automatically for you. Does this make sense to everybody? So if you guys are moving all over to Blue Media Host, feel free to do so. But when you're in Blue Media Host, transfer your domain names over, and it's just easier for you. Okay. So on this one, I'm going to go to here. Using bluehost.com verification in 3 easy steps. Okay. Now says add TXT. Okay. Are we clear on this so far? Matthias, I can't help you out right now because I don't know. That's kind of specific to you. Okay.
And
Now,
Carl, I think that who is actually GoDaddy.
okay. So on this, if it says, are you having trouble? Okay, verifying. I'm doing this right now just to show you, okay? I want to copy this. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to save it onto a notepad. Okay? Yes, I'll show you that. Yes, I will. Okay? Now I'm going to copy this onto a notepad. When Google finds a DNS record, we'll make you a verified owner of the domain. Okay, it's got all this information. Okay? Are we clear on this so far? I'm copying this. Now I'm going to go over to let me be clear about something real quick. The only reason I'm doing it this way is to show you if you're having trouble. Typically, if you're not having trouble, you select verify and it's done for you. Does that make sense? Just type in the word clear if you're clear with that, please. Okay? The only reason I'm showing you how to do it the hard way is because some of you might have to know how to do this. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go over to my host. My host, I'm going to, in Bluehost, I'm going to come up here to the upper right-hand corner. Here's Monica's name. I'm going to select the word profile. When I go to profile, I'll come to a different screen. I want to go to domains. I did that wrong, sorry. I got click happy. I'm going to come here to domains. In domains, I'm going to select the domain I'm looking for, and I'm going to select DNS. I'm going to slide all the way down here to where it says TXT, because I want to add a TXT record. That's going to be an ampersand, the value, and save. Now I've got that in here. If I'm in a Fishbone hosting, right, I'm going to select, that was in Bluehost. And if I'm in here, I'm going to select the DNS. Okay, I slide down here and I select the word add. It's a TXT, an ampersand, whoops, not a pound sign, ampersand, and then the value. Okay, now that's actually not it, but see, this is the one I verified it for this one before. I want to trash that one because it's not the real one. But you guys see that? So if you have a GoDaddy or a Fishbone Media or Fishbone Hosting, that's what it looks like. You go to the DNS, select the type, which is a TXT. The host is an @ symbol, and then the text that I copied onto my notepad. If I'm in Blue Media or Blue Media Host, slide down to the TXT record, the type of record it is, and then the value. Which is right here, site verification. Then I'm going to come back to this page. I'm going to select the word verify. Okay. With the zone record, I'd have to take a look at that. Okay. Are we all clear on how I did this? Okay, so some of it worked. You had to try a couple times. All right, great. Some of you are going to struggle with it. It's fine. You guys get why I do things the way I do it? It's because there's a lot of back and forth. Okay? Yeah, watch this at roughly an hour and 15 minutes into this video, Laura. Thanks, Carla. Okay? All right. So you get the green check mark. Now let's come back over to our other tab. And there's the verification code. Oops. Oh. How many of you remember that I said, here's this Google site verification equals? This is the actual code. So I'm going to copy that. You guys remember where I got this number at, right? I got this from when I typed in this verification. And there it is. So now my site is actually verified within Google. Paula, did you catch that? You already did this though, didn't you, Paula? I think you did. Okay. Now we've gone over to Webmaster Tools and we've verified that we own the domain name for indexing. Okay. We all ready to move forward? Just type in yep. Okay, good, Paul. All right. Okay. Then we want to come over here and we want to select features. Select features in the Yoast dashboard. You'll notice that all of this is already activated. I want to go over to the sitemaps and I want to select the question mark next to sitemaps. So that you can see it says enable the sitemaps to Yoast SEO generates. So I'm going to see this. So I'm going to click on it. And here's my sitemap. Let me explain what's going to happen. In my Google Search Console, I'm going to add, I'm going to add a search console. And the reason that I want to do the search console, I'm going to add that sitemap to it. The reason this is important is simply for this. When you have your Google Search Console, Google Search Console will let you know if there's problems with your website. How many of you have how many of you want to check to see if your website's up every day for the rest of your life?
No.
No, we don't want to be checked. We should assume that it's, that you should only be notified if something's missing, right? So this helps you identify if something's wrong. If something's wrong, if you're not getting quality search performance, it will let you know. And wasn't that nice, Paula, to find out that you had a couple of issues that they identified for you? Okay, all right, great. So over here.
Bless you, baby.
I don't want to inspect, I want to add.
Jillian, where are you
Okay.
at?
So on this, let's go ahead and get started on our Google Search Console, okay? Now remember, don't move, don't say anything. I need to have these 2 tabs open, or at least these 3. I don't need Webmaster Central anymore. I can click that out of that. I want to have my Google Search Console, my sitemap, and my Yoast open. So on Yoast, remember we want to come to Features on the Yoast dashboard. Come down to the XML sitemaps, select the question mark, and then you can click on this to open it up in a new tab, my XML sitemap, okay? And again, you should be aware of this. I'm still available to help you. I'm not gonna leave you out on your own, but it helps me if you have some skill set and knowledge with how these things go, okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay? I just want you guys to at least be familiar so that when you come back to me and say, I need help, we're not spending an hour trying to decipher what you're talking about, right? Okay? Is that fair? Okay? Gene, are you there? Jillian? Lars? Everybody else? Okay? Yeah, great. Again, I don't want you guys to feel left in the cold like I'm not going to do this with you. I'm more than happy to. But you know what? This works out a lot better if I can show you and you're acclimated a little bit to it. And, you know, when I say go here, you're not like, where? All right? Which kind of happens every once in a while. This is just to familiarize you with all of this stuff. So let's come over here to Google Search Console. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to the upper left-hand corner underneath Google Search Console. And we're going to scroll, and I've got a lot of them on here. We're going to go to Add Property. We're going to add property. Cheers, Paula, I love that. Okay. On this one, I'm going to use the URL prefix. So I'm going to come back over here and I'm just going to copy this URL. There it is. I'm going to continue. Oh, golly, look at there. The ownership has already been verified. I'm going to go to this property. I'm going to add the sitemap. Enter the sitemap URL. It's right here. Copy. Paste. Submitting sitemap. Google will periodically process it and look for changes. You will be notified if anything goes wrong in the future. Got it. Then I can do a quick URL inspection of that property. I don't want the sitemap. I just want this property. Retrieving Google index. Now, be aware that I just submitted this. So, and look at there. It's showing me right now that my property is on Google. It's being indexed. It's got coverage, mobile usability, and site links. How many of you guys like that?
Definitely.
Okay. Right, Carla? I love yours. Right? That just work feature works really well. Okay.
If you guys are lost, don't worry. Just schedule with Tyson and then he can help you out with this.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So now that we've got this Google search thing taken care of, we're all feeling like pros, aren't we? You know, I think your husband might have some chocolate bars just for you, Savannah. Okay. All right. Great. So now that we got the Google Search Console all set up, ready to rock and roll, we can now go over to Analytics. Awesome, Amy and Matt. Okay, so Google Analytics. We're going to come over here now. Now, the reason we want to have Google Analytics, I'll just reframe this really quickly.
And there
Let's
will
see,
be
do I
a
need anything else
playback
over here? Hang on.
posted later.
Webmaster Tools. What happened here? Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, that's the WooCommerce Analytics. That's not what I want. Okay. We're going to come back over to our website, and we're going to go to Tools, or Plugins, sorry. Now, if you've got Blue Media Host, we're going to come here, and we're going to activate the Google Analytics for WordPress. Okay. Anybody know what analytics are for? Tracking, right? So the Google Analytics are all about being able to track where your, how many of you guys would like to know where your traffic's coming from? How many of you guys would like to know how often people are coming to your website? Okay. Would that help you understand a little bit more about who your clients probably are? So you know where to direct most of your spending money or your advertising money, right? So from here, we're going to come back over to the plugins. If you do not have this plugin, okay, then you can go ahead and come up here and add new. Like we're pretty familiar with this, so with this little exercise by now, yes? Okay, all right, great. So we're just gonna go ahead and move on. I'm gonna activate the analytics for WordPress by Monster Insight. Monster Insight makes it effortless to set up Google Analytics in WordPress the right way. You can watch the video tutorial or use our 3-minute setup wizard. I think I just want to go through the launch the wizard. This will be a business website. Okay, we're using Monster Insights Lite, no license needed. And we're going to connect Google Analytics plus WordPress. You'll be taken to the Monster Insight WordPress or website where you'll need to connect your analytics account. So I'm going to connect. I'm going to do this one. Monica, we're going to have to do this together for you. Okay, I'm going to double click my name because I'm using my account. Grant permission. I'm going to allow. I should allow for all of that, but I'm just going to deny it. Google Analytics. I don't want my AdSense on here. So I just got these two for right now. I'm going to allow. Oh, all right, I'll just allow all of it, I guess. Pick a profile. All right, now I don't have a profile in here yet. So I'm going to go to my analytics. I'm going to come down here to admin. Okay, So remember we said we're going to open up our analytics. We're going to scroll down here to the word admin. Let's go ahead and do that now. Okay. Everybody click on admin down at the bottom. Say yes.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, looks like we're ready to go. From here, we're going to create an account. Just going to create the account Life Changing Coach. I'm going to go to next. I can go for the web, so I'm going to go ahead and select next. That's my website name. This is going to be my URL. I got to get over there again, sorry. All right. Now, how many of you guys notice that I typically go up and I copy the URL from the URL bar? You guys notice I do that a lot? It's because it saves me time and energy trying to figure out how to type that thing out. I'm going to create. Select. And here it is. Now, right up here is my tracking ID. There's my tracking ID. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm actually going to refresh this one so I can get it to go to the right one. There it is, the Life Changing Coach. Complete connection. And there we go. I can save and continue. Of course, they got their recommended add-ons. Skip this step. Finish setup and exit wizard. And I've got my insights right over here in the left-hand column, just below SEO. Yes, this is what I asked you guys to do on Facebook, was set up the analytics, okay, and the console. So we just finished this. And notice that the website profile down here is UA163783590. That same number is right here. Okay? So now you can check the performance of your website as well. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I think we just plowed through like a ton of stuff. How about you? And I'm going to stop recording.